entire administration of civil service and the audacity to dictate or even decide on your own as to who will work at certain institution when the institution present company information or listing of personnel, you few people there because you have the ability to verify information. True.
It means that we are now the MCSA, we're talking about the entire government now.
Yeah,
So on that basis, that the mandate of the CSA that we have here, and please, someone can
just tell us.
Yeah, no, give it to the senator while looking, and I can say. We haven't had a time to validate the mandate given to us at the Civil Service Agency. It is our responsibility, established as an HR institution, to be able to work with all government institutions on HR related issues. So if it comes to recruitment, selection, pay, pension, and all those HR related issues, it is our responsibility. But single-handedly as CSA, no, we don't. We do so.
The question I ask you, I got some empirical facts. I don't want you to challenge it. If you challenge it, we'll go deeper. There are institutions that I'm aware of. There are institutions that I'm aware of that you send personnel of your choice. Now, I supposed to send 2 persons that are sending them. These are the listing. No communication were intercepted by us. You have to be realistic. Because serving as a safe or clearing house or conduit by which people are internalized does not make you a demon god. To suppress other institutions, demanding that the only way this can power, maybe we can subject you to 10 persons to go to your institution that we have already in your possession. However, you say you are not in the know. But time goes by.
Between the Civil Service Agency and the MCSS on volunteer teachers and the number of volunteer teachers getting on government payroll to be paid by the Ministry of Finance, correct? I didn't hear you.
Yes. No, Senator.
Good. The issue here is that MCSS is supposed to determine the teachers that didn't qualify or are qualified to get on government payroll through civil service, correct? No, that's a process. So tell the process. All right, so the process is that the Civil Service Agency mandate is to work, when it comes to recruitment, is to work with each government institution on who is qualified to work in a particular position. So like what we did and what we are doing in many government institutions is now we are doing personnel audit and verification of a number of people in those areas. So the process at the MCSS that we have been involved with is that if there are need for instructors, and that is where we've been having some problems. Sometimes we leave our responsibility with the institution to do recruitment. And some of those who they bring, when we verify their credentials are not in conformity with the Deputy Director General. That is title, right? Okay, good. So until the confusion between MCSS and civil service is settled, Finance Ministry is just sitting waiting to pay, right? Yes. So the reason I'm bringing this because I don't know what a Finance Ministry has issue, right? So the Finance Ministry authority. Yeah, so that the foreign ministry authority can go do their work. When we solve the problem between MCSS and the civil service agency, then the proper documentation will go to finance ministry for them to do the financial trail paper for them to pay. Correct?
Exactly.
Our MES, because we work with the Ministry of Finance, they do the allocation and the disbursement. Yeah, because we're doing budget hearing here and then the finance ministry authority. Yeah. So they can put it on finance ministry and say, yeah. So I just wanted to lay that, but the decision is left to the decision for the finance authority to leave will be left to the authority of the chair. But here's the issue here. Civil service, pardon my ignorance, if it is. I'm the one using that word myself, so don't, yeah. Yes. I said that decision will be left to the government. Yeah, before, yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so, if MCSS does not need teacher, if MCSS does not need teacher, does not recruit teacher, civil service got nothing to do with it, correct? So the question I asked for was, who recruits the teachers? Is it civil service or the entity, in this case, MCSS? All right, so the CSA is responsible for recruitment. What happens in the standing order is that if there exists a vacancy, the entity will inform the CSA that we need instructors. Then the CSA selection and recruitment department will work along with the institution to be able to recruit those instructors you need. That is how it works. Yeah. We have the same thing with the Ministry of Education. No, so this is what.
If you said earlier that the personal action notice will be made for the entity at the store. If the entity in the personal action notice, I mean, you merge form, submitting to you. You are only there, you have a set rules. The name they gave you should meet with qualification. You're not recruiting. They are recruiting, but you are there to internalize to see what are the middle requirements.
Thank you. So, Mr. Director, can you put the provision of the Civil Service Agency Act and the specific authority as you are relying upon? So, the communication I share with you on the mandate of the CSA as it relates to recruitment is also in there, and I'm trying to go through when vacancy exists at they say all appointment in chapter 3 honor appointments in the civil service. All appointment to classify civil service of the Republic of Liberia shall be channeled. Let me go ahead. Shall be channeled through the civil service agency. There shall be no exceptions. There should be no exception. The agency shall conduct all recruitment, examination, and certification of employees in the classified positions. Read that again. All appointments to the classified civil service of the Republic of Liberia shall be channeled. All appointments to the what? To the classified civil service of the Republic of Liberia. Gentlemen, read. Yeah. No, we'll go to the budget briefing. We'll get really put it and we'll rushing there. I think we say, yeah. Yes, all right. All right, so again, honor appointment to the civil service. That is section 3.2.1. All appointments to the classified civil service of the Republic of Liberia shall be channeled through the civil service agency. There should be no exceptions. The agency shall conduct all recruitment, examination, and certification for employment in classified positions. Good. So MCSS want 10 teachers. For those 10 teachers to get on payroll, civil service will have to conduct and do its part, including the personnel action notice, the pen. Correct? Yes. So civil MCSS wants to put some volunteers on government payroll, as the case is now before us. Yes, sir. And MCSS says we already have people here. Or CSA is saying we have vetted some volunteer teachers. They were waiting for the opportunity to be placed on the payroll. So if you want 259 teachers, start with the ones that have been vetted already and been volunteering. Yes, sir. And then MCSS is saying, no, these people who you vetted are not the ones who want to put on the payroll. Is that the confusion we're hearing? Yes, sir. MCSS, what is it?
Exactly, because we did verification, we did our own personal verification, excluding the book. Because we realized when we got in, there was a gap. Principal calling the instructional department that we need teachers for physics, we need teachers for mathematics, we need ECD teachers, we need caretakers, guidance counseling, all of area to occupy. So my boss lady and I decided that we will go into the field along with the principal. And some of the principal admitted in a senior staff meeting that this verification, it was not in line with best practices. And there was a whole lot of interference along the way.
So what were the best practices that
means in the book, they are not assigned in any school, but they capture in the verification. And the problem came as a result of when the Honorable Senate decided to place $5 million in the budget last budget year for. Yes.
So I like that information. So we paid money in the budget for volunteer.
So for volunteer teachers at the time,
oh,
prior to the recast. Then now when MCSF, the former management team along with the CSA order, $5 million allocated for voluntary teacher. It was the breeding ground for all of these classes today.
So, sir, how many volunteer teachers you want to put on the payroll now?
Until we can go back for new verification, I cannot give you the exact because currently we have the projected amount from the Ministry of Finance is 459 that need to be captured.
The Finance Ministry is prepared to accommodate how many volunteers?
459 persons.
Okay, so it was the Finance Ministry is prepared to accommodate 400 to place 459 volunteer teachers.
Yes.
Amongst the plenty volunteer teachers that we have.
Yes.
Because every time there's a vacancy, like retirement, pension, death, salary, or resignation, then you go back for volunteer teachers to put them on payroll.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So your first line of recruitment on government payroll is those that have been volunteer vetted already.
Yes.
Right? Now you want 459 teachers.
Yes. Yes.
The Ministry of Finance is prepared to accommodate that.
Yes.
Civil service is saying no.
He's saying no, the one you said on the book.
So that's where the confusion is.
The confusion is that you did it since last year. It was May you brought it, we put in.
Yeah.
So we are saying we started a fresh academic year. There are gaps. They'll go back and fresh. So we'll get the actual people to move on.
So if I'm understanding here, Mr. Chairman, colleague, you don't want to go by what was vetted.
Yes.
You want to go by what you want.
We need to go by what is available now.
So what is available is the vetted number by CSA in collaboration with MCSS.
Not in collaboration with the new management, because we're not there when they did
So
it.
you inherited it.
We inherited it. So
So
that's
it does not mean that it was not done in collaboration with the administration of MCSS. And the administration of MCSS that you inherited is not even from the previous government. It's from this government. Because we could say the old government was, everything was different. So the administration you inherited from is from this administration.
no, when we came, the administration met 104.
So that list that was vetted by CSA, it was during which period?
It was this administration.
Exactly my point. So it's not from the previous government, as in the CDC-led government.
Yes.
This new MCSS administration inherited the first MCSS administration under this administration, under this government, the rescue government. Right?
Sure.
Good. So CSA under Josiah Joker, in collaboration with and coordination with the MCSS, did vetting of volunteer teachers, totaling to what is on the book. Correct?
Yes.
And they were waiting whenever there's space on government payroll to put them in first before you go look for new teachers. The space is available. You want to put people there, but you don't want to go back that which was vetted and they were in queue waiting to be placed on payroll. You want to get new lists.
But Senator, it's not the scenario.
Okay, what is it?
The scenario is that teachers sometimes are impatient because somebody lives long distances, they pay transportation. So after the first 2-3 months, you'll realize that when they're not getting onto the payroll, they will drop. Then that gap created.
So there's new gaps.
So there are gaps.
So all the people on a vetted, verified list, they are not available.
Not all that are available.
So the ones that are not available, you want to replace them.
So I think let's go and do it afresh. Say the money is available now because there are people who left already.
Mr. Robertson.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask again: how many teachers at the finance ministry is prepared to accommodate volunteer teachers?
459 means.
How many on our list?
459.
So that means the 459 that have been vetted, a finance ministry is prepared to put out 459 on the payroll. Have any of them dropped in the interim? Like you need?
There are people in there who is honest, who is not a son. Who is not a son. So when you use this book, you will get more vacancy and people 459% already paid based on the analysis that they did, but there will be vacancy in the classes per subject teacher and the burden will be resting on us.
So make it clear to us.
So to make it very clear, we are saying as a management team that the finance ministry, the CSA, the MCSS, and the MOE along with the Senate Committee Center representation, that we all move in the field to do the verification at fresh. You get the 459 number.
No, we can stay right here. You can help us if you get this small. So you got 459 teachers waiting to be put
on payroll.
Already vetted.
Yes, in the book.
The Ministry of Finance can accommodate 459.
Yes.
But in the 459, you're looking for math teacher, some of them are not math teacher. Yeah. You're looking for history teacher.
Some of them are.
So I mean, even at the 459,
will be gap.
There will be gap for math and subject matter teachers.
Sure.
So you want to go outside that verified number to go verify a new group of people.
Yes.
Is that what the confusion is?
That's what it is.
Say what it is? No. Okay, because we have agreed that of the 459 we vetted, when we communicated to the acting superintendent, we said, since the Ministry of Finance has agreed on the work we did and submitted it to them and the Ministry of Education and also to the MCSS, but if you are saying all of the 459, there are some people who may have passed or something happened or did not there, if that 10, 15, 20, we don't have problem. Submit the 10, 15, 20, and let us go back and vet additional 10, 15, 20 persons to add to the list and then complete the list of 459, but up to present. So if MCSS, if there's a gap of some number within the 459, They should just tell you how many, the number of the gap as in 20. Then you go to the recruitment of the teacher. Is that what you're suggesting? No. What we are saying is, if there's a gap in the 459, we work with the institution to be able to get if the gap is 10 or 20, they have any number of teachers they want to put.
Yes.
How many?
So technically, I need almost a student leader.
So my colleagues were coming. The chairman is going, so I will preserve and to conclude all the meeting. But I want for all the meeting easier.
Yes, so below.
Yeah.
Well, after we came in early July, by September, classes resumed. Between July and August, they were training and we identified a lot of gaps for teachers, irrespective of the 459 that they did verification of.
We go in circle.
Yeah.
So we have an opportunity to put 459 teachers, volunteer teachers on the payroll.
Yes.
In that 459, what a number that you don't agree with, that you want to bring up? What will answer that question will find a solution?
Because, if I get any data yet, I will not be doing just to myself and the MCSS one.
So how you came to the hearing?
So I came on ground at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we almost moved to the field to get the raw data that will be exact.
So the data, so when we go in the field to go do verification, how many teachers we're looking for?
Because technically we see additional 100 new
At this
teachers.
point, you can't be doing maybe.
I said there may be additional 75 to 100 teachers that are not captured in the book but currently working since September just to fill in the gap. And they are still vacant, say exit.
You're making it hard for us. Or maybe I'm a little slow. You got 459 slots.
Yes.
Available for placing on payroll.
Sure.
You don't want that list. Or you don't want all on that verified list. How many you want on that list? The number, not the needs. 459 to be placed on the payroll, volunteer.
Sure.
Time to put on the payroll, you say no, there's a gap. So don't put all the people here. In fact, someone that won't know them. And that's what you're suggesting?
Sure.
So out of the 459, how many MCSS can accommodate from that list? How many?
We need almost 100% to fill in gaps.
So it's 359 will pass.
Yes.
And you're looking for 100.
Yes.
Okay. So can you recruit the 900 or spot the 900 and turn it over to CSA to do the pen and the qualification in keeping with the act?
Sure, we'll get 100 and submit it to them.
So what is the problem?
The problem is that they have been rejecting.
Yeah. CSA. Yeah, so so this is where we are, and that is why I said that we communicated to the MCSS. We have 459. If you are saying that the 459 are not real people, about 100 of them are not real, just communicate to us and tell us we identify the 100 names among the 459 that are not real, and we need to now recruit additional 100. Up to this point, as I said here, there haven't been one person out of the 459 that has come from MCSS to say the person is not real. We have asked them over and over, and that is why in the letter we said time was running out, because we gave them an opportunity to provide us the data of the 459 persons that are not real. And one thing we try to discourage moving forward is that this issue of volunteerism, we are trying to discourage it. By discouraging it, meaning that we told all government institutions that before you bring anybody to volunteer, please let us know, because that's where the problem is coming from. So when we did the verification, we asked those instructors, and when we spoke to the Ministry of Finance, we asked those instructors to continue to hang on. However, we will get them transition to the payroll. And we can say, frankly, in this gathering, if the MCSS can just provide us that those amount of persons that we verify are not real, we are willing to move. But the second issue has been that they will not provide, and those people will come to the CSA office and say, that, oh, you people verify, oh, we are working, and we are seeing different names coming to replace us. And so our institutional collaboration working is, let's make sure that those people are on the payroll. If there any additional staff that will be needed based on whatever the thing is, we can go to the Ministry of Finance and get them. So that's where we are as it relates to the 459.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I asked the finance minister to speak for the meeting. Finance, you provided the support. You provided support for the verification, resources. I just want to know if you funded this verification.
When we discussed the verification exercises with the CSA, the intention was for government to fund it. But they went ahead and did the verification without our support.
CSA.
CSA.
Okay.
Without Ministry of Finance not participating in that process.
Thank you. CSA, how much money did you spend on this verification from your own budget?
All right. So honorable Senator. So yeah, just before the leave.
Yeah.
Just before they leave, there's a communication when it was discussed between the Minister of Finance, CSA, and the Ministry of Education, that of MCSS, to conduct this exercise. The CSA was asked by the Ministry of Finance to do a budget for funding the activity. When it was being delayed, because when we wrote the minister at the time, they said that that sum was an off something, and it has to go to
In public hearing, you gotta disclose the sum in the interest of transparency.
All right. So, like I was saying, when we asked for 30,000 United States dollars. And from the discussion, after we knew that all the schools were located in and around Monserrato, that budget came to 12,000. However, the ministry said, okay, they were going to provide the 12,000, and then up to now, we did not receive the 12,000. So what Dr. Jokai did was, for us on our own, said this was an emergency where we don't want people to demonstrate. All of us at the CSA were taxed to do this particular job. And so we put all of the resources at the CSA to do this job along with the MCSS to get this done. But I request to stay with the Ministry of Finance.
So what I'm trying to get at is that we've made some investment into this process, whether 30 or 12, it doesn't matter. Public money is public money. This goes to the MCSS. The government has spent some money on this verification. To know that we've already spent some money on this exercise. To undo this one and start a brand new one would be a waste in that sense. So I concur with the senator. Yeah, this is meant to support his position. You already have a verified list, but you argue that you need about 100 to fill in gaps. Yeah, come in to fill in gaps for specialized areas. So what if you start with the list, and then the ones that you agree with get rolled out to the system, and then the ones that you don't agree with, or the ghost, because you said some of them don't exist,
then we can work together, maybe, one-stop shop situation to do it, because the MCSS, according to the standing order they just shared with us, is part of the civil service. So the teachers are civil servants.
So, Senator Connor, I came here with an open mind and to be very honest with this body, so that at the end of the day, when I encounter me and my boss along with the team, when I encounter difficulties with regards to gaps, we are the one in there responsible for instruction and administrative management. We know the needs as regards to placement of instructor in there. So when they did the verification, we are not part of it. The MOU are not part of it.
The person or CSA as an institution was not part of it.
When CSA did her verification,
MCSS, I'm sorry.
MOE, Ministry of Finance, as the minister already stated, it was a team that needed to move in the field. But CSA went on the field alone and they brought in the data. And the data has created. Yes.
CSA, did you do verification of teachers in the field solely as CSA, or it was done in collaboration with? It is actually untrue. So, was it documented? Yes, it's documented, and the report was presented to all the institutions involved.
His role in that arrangement.
MFDP role was to provide the resources for us to do the exercise. Yeah, that was their role. And so when
Okay, normally when these exercises are being undertaken, MFDP is a part of that process. Yes.
That go to to
Yes.
identify heads or buildings, etc.
So Finance Ministry was part of the verification.
Participate in the process.
But your
In
phone,
fact, we were in the midst of finding resources for them to undertake the process. They told us they had already started the task. We started to use internally.
CSA told Finance Ministry that they had already started the
They
process.
already started the process. They have taken sources from within the.
When something is done as a joint effort, hello, please. When something is done as a joint effort, there's a joint report. That verification done by CSA that CSA has now of 459 verified volunteer teachers was a jointly signed. Okay, so when the meeting was held between Minister Kafuan, the report. No, I just want to say the methodology used in here. Was the instruction given from that meeting was that CSA go and work with the MCSS to verify the 680 some more names given to you as volunteers. The Ministry of Finance will provide the resources. Did the Finance Ministry provide? So what we did? No. Did the Finance Ministry provide the resources? No. The Finance Ministry physically join the verification effort? No. Did MCSS physically join the verification effort? Yes. Did MCSS jointly sign the report or the outcome of the assessment along with CSA? Okay, so this is what we do, Honorable. When the work is done, we submit it to all the institutions to go and do their to satisfy on this. MCSS satisfy the vote. Where the communication from MCSS certifying? Okay, so what I will do, I will present the communication from the then superintendent accepting the report that was done. Yeah, we got 2 more minutes. Senator Yaya Nima?
Senator Dino?
Yes.
I want to start off 1 minute.
Senator Yaya Nima. Thank you. This program started since May. MCSS is saying that the names you have that you are paying, they are not their teachers. Some of them are not their teachers. So from May, the Republic of Liberia, through the Ministry of Finance, has been losing money. We've been paying the wrong people. Honorable Senator, I didn't ask you. I did not ask you. Wait for my question. Since May, you cook for me. I say I want you pepper soup. You cook for me the sooner so I say cocoa over, then you say no. What is the issue here? They're not your money, we're spending that government money. Why do you think that we are strange in this country? That we don't know that when a new government comes in, even if you are qualified, they will remove you and put somebody else there. That has been the custom. To the extent that assistant minister has never been deputy minister since I was born. When you can, you collect the whole desk. The professional people we need to run this country, they are the ones responsible to recruit these people and recommend them to you. If you want to, you can call these people and do your re-screening, but they are the people, they are the first line of defense. Then you want to be the first line of defense, and they say the people you send us, they are not the people we're looking for. Is that a reason why government should be losing money since May? I don't see the rationale for all this argument. Chair, I think this case here, I think the decision is there. The ministry, the CSS, Ministry of Education and Finance are not part of what Civil Service did. And they say, let's do it over. So, if you are taking this 1 month to do it over, a long time it would have been done. In the meantime, you're paying people that they don't know about. So, I don't think I should be asking questions here because so many questions have been asked already. And it's very clear. Let's run this government as a government. All of you are within the government. Oh, my friend, what you did for me here in Akale, oh, okay, I'm coming tomorrow so we can clear it. Does that require the government library spending over $1 million from May to this time? I don't think it makes sense. Thank you.
Senator Coker want to say something or clear something, and then before then,
Senator,
we got budget hearing, so we have to.
Senator, what we are doing here is an investigation.
Particular, and then we'll come back to Senator Coker.
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you very much. I arrived from Green Crew. I'm nominally T.H. Patekwa. I represent Green Crew, member of this committee.
And he the chair of the board of the University of Liberia. Senator Coker.
Yeah, I say what we are doing here currently is an investigation to get a clear picture. An investigation, in order for one to sanction an investigation, there must be suspicion. From my logical perspective, number one, if the Ministry of Finance has the approving power for any government entity to have fiduciary responsibility in terms of spending, and they requested, and the Ministry of Finance did not get that authorization or get the money for CSA to take her own money, it means that she was constrained to go through other lands. The other man, their own administrative budget. What the motive? What is the motive? That you volunteer to cut it up budget that you are already that have been appropriated for different purposes. You already cut it off to derive at 12,000 to carry on the vetting. And now somebody is saying that the vetting you carry out, they are not certified. Then you want to dispute it. I don't think that's the right way. That a technical vetting the day is subject to investigation. Okay. And then after me to conclude, the Ministry of Finance did not do the right thing. They're supposed to get funding, and they said there was no funding. They were managing to get the funding. It means that whatsoever that was done outside of the framework. But they accepted the results and paying the people. They also bring confusion. Now, how can we manage to redo the vetting? Those that already been vetted are on payroll. Where do we position them? We need to come up with a suggestion to that.
Thank you. So, as we
I
are,
just wanted to say something, please. Good night.
as we are winding down,
Honorable Senator,
yeah,
there was an information provided, and I see media people around. I don't want it to go.
which information?
The information that we started paying people since May is incorrect. May was the time the report was arrived at.
So when you started paying,
We started just a month ago to complete this particular exercise. As a matter of fact, since May, I said that we just started to pay people a month ago.
okay,
And we haven't been paying people since May.
okay.
That was the first. The second part of it is that the ministry, the CSA did not take no budget line to do this work. This work was done from resources pooled individually because the Ministry of Finance took 3 months to inform
Mr. Deputy, Mr. Deputy, Mr. Deputy Civil Service Director. You running into a problem. You giving rise to the suspicion that personal interest was vested in this. If the finance minister did not fund this, and you pull your individual money at the civil service to go do this, you are giving rise to the suspicion that something more personal, and you are not responding to that. I just want to tell you, you're giving rise to that suspicion. But in closing, it's good the three of you, the three entities are here before we close. Teachers across the country were asked to open US dollar account. But the information we received is that since October, they opened those accounts. Teachers have now received their $70, 70% US portion of their salary since October, and we are closing December. Is this information true?
So we've been transitioning from one payroll system to another, from the ETAP to the CSM. And while the transition is going on, working with the Ministry of Finance, there have been some glitches, not just with the teachers, with even some government employees that system. So based on the system glitches that happen, we've been correcting it with the Ministry of Finance. And so it's not just teachers.
Okay, so are you confirming? So we're talking teachers who gone past the MCSS teachers. We're talking about teachers, public school teachers opening a US dollar account, have now received their US 70% portion of their monthly salary since October. Are you confirming that?
I'm not confirming it because the complaints that came to the CSA, we have jointly worked with the Ministry of Finance and people have received their salary, except that complaint has not come to us. What happens normally is that if there are glitches in the system and you don't interact with the CSA and the Ministry of Finance and sit back, apparently maybe inform your representation that you're not receiving your money, we may not be
Okay, so
but all those who came to us and informed us, we have corrected.
Let me ask the question again. And so finance minister can also respond. Have all teachers across the country received their pay from October to date, including the 70% US portion of their salary? How much it will be? Finance minister.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer that because it's in the office of the Controller and Accountant General. I wouldn't know who all have been paid.
So the authority by you, what is its function?
The Director for Compensation, Budget Control at the Budget Department.
Good. Have you paid all public teachers across the country to date? Question.
I can speak to that because it's a control bureau function there. I do not know that.
Yeah, like I said, it's a different department.
So the question you asked again, I will answer it because we work with the Controller and Accountant General's office. I'm saying that all the complaints that have come to us.
Can we, as a government, you, CSA, and Finance Ministry, can you confirm or explain what are all public teachers have received their salary to date?
So, Honorable, I'm saying that all public, I'm saying in this government, that all public teachers should receive all of their salary.
When you hear this, he's you know, every word has meaning and it stands on its own that can shift the whole intent and purpose. Public teachers receive their salary. That it should receive them a change in the answer. Smart them, and when I take that.
Okay, so Honorable Senator,
Yes,
I'm in the position from the CSA perspective
yes, sir.
to say yes. And the reason I was using should is because if you did not receive it maybe because of problem at your bank, and you did not talk to us, as far as we are concerned, you have received it. That is the reason why I was using should. But all individuals working with government, including teachers, should receive all of their pays, except they did not inform us.
MCSS.
Yes.
MCSS. You want to say something?
Not all of the instructors, including me for the last 2 months, another pay.
Mr. Chairman, on this subject, this is an expenditure matter. Obviously, the budget minister, the staff there can answer the question. Can the Minister of Finance and CSA make a commitment to this committee to provide the answer to the chairman's question by 10 years more? Not just MCSS now.
The public school teachers across the country, by 10 or before 10 a.m. tomorrow, we want documented information as to what the public teachers across the country have been paid to date.
If not, why this salary is that $150?
Yeah, Minister, you want to say something?
I wanted to ask a question about these volunteer teachers on both parties.
No, we're concluding on that. But one the minister,
No question.
no, 1 minute, Madam Minister. We were passing some instruction. It is that instruction we wanted you to look and take credit so that all of before 10 a.m. tomorrow, the Finance Ministry in collaboration with CSA will inform the Senate Committee on Education that all public school teachers have either received their salary to date or not. If not, why? On or before 10 tomorrow. Now you can proceed with your concern. I think that should close it. That we should conclude there.
Yeah, but.
Parties related to the volunteer teachers. Each person is claiming that volunteer teachers are in the classroom are being all there now at the same time. Which of the volunteer teachers are actually working?
MCSS, you want to answer finance?
Yes, Madam Minister, the voluntary listing of 208 individuals was submitted to the CSA in the Honorable Office at the time, including the Finance Minister that was CC Cafe, along with the Deputy Minister of the Fiscal Affairs Office, were those were vetted by the CSA and currently in class. The first 208 that was submitted is signed by my boss, Dr. August Stevens. The one that was submitted by the CSA, we got no thought and idea about that because we did our own verification and we did the communication to your honorable office, including the Minister of Finance and the Deputy Minister of Fiscal Affairs that were also CC CAPE, including the CSA that rejected the CAPE after the verification. So what they did, we are not aware of what they are in the plan. But what we did, we are aware to the honorable body that it was the right thing that we did, and the 200 days that we did to make sure it's currently in the classroom doing a job. Well, they are not on payroll, some of them.
Madam Minister, I ask you a question, answer.
I don't know what doing this job.
Okay. CSA.
Okay, so, the crisis at the MCSS which we are hoping to solve is that there have been instructors who have come to us and said that is acquisition, and we have tons of them, instructed by the new administration that they should not enter classes, some of whom should be transferred in the lives. Our responsibility as CSA is that we are called for investigation. We are called for investigation simply because our interest is to protect every civil servant regardless.
The CSA trying to be the recruitment entity of the government.
No, when it comes to that, oral, we did not give ourselves that responsibility. It was given in the act that established the civil service. It was all.
One minute, Chair, CSA, what?
When you talk about classification, those who recommend to you are the one who classify these people. That depends on what they teach. This one is an English instructor. He classified a number you to see where they meet up with the qualification they're talking about. They used to say you classify. No.
Okay, so
If you were the one who be speaking, yes, it's a pound for them.
no, we are not saying that we are doing everything oral. So what we said, which is in here, is that we work along with the institute. When we say classification and selection is an HR issue that is within our authority.
The provision that how you read.
So say classify.
Mr. DJ, please understand that when you come for the Senate, that provision that how you read, they classify, is it impact the person?
When we say classify position, because normally,
I think
yeah,
how you read.
yes, IED is classified positions.
Who classified position for the Senate?
No, the classification, the way classification.
Sir.
Yeah.
I think you have no present, well, at least we don't want to party government. They can ask for your phone. Who classifies?
The selection and classification department of the CSA working with the institution classified those positions.
So MCSA classifies that a teacher, a math teacher, that's a classification for a particular teacher. Then they send it to you to verify what the money qualifies.
No, when we say classification on human resource management perspective, it is different from the explanation. We say classify meaning if there exists, for example, the entity says we need this position to as math teacher. The CSA will work with them with the term of reference, the job description, everything. When accepted, that position becomes a classified position. Because normally what happens is that many institutions, many heads of entity will come and just say, oh, I need, and call something a position. When they call a position, normally the position doesn't have a job description and a term of reference. It gives all difficult terms. So what happened? Our selection and classification department, when you come up with a job, we work with you, come up with the JG, the job description, everything, and that becomes a classified position. That's what we call classified.
Okay, thank you. We will close this hearing with two lessons upon the but we'll close the hearing with two understanding and one declare on the record. One thank our point and thank you. We keep the Ministry of
So this gentleman is representing CSA. Deputy Director.
So the Minister of Finance and CSA will remain on oath until the submission of proof or that government public teachers, school teachers have been paid to date.
And the custodians of MCSS have not been paid to date. You just said that. Have not been paid for 2 years.
Okay, so his issue is a disciplinary issue. It's not based on what is still
What's your disciplinary
So it is not based on what the senator has said. That is the reason why I said that. If the question you ask, I can say yes to it. But individual teachers who have different
Mr. DG,
kind of problems.
Mr. Deputy Director,
Yeah.
this man said he has not been paid.
Correct.
Is he on civil service as a did or a president?
Okay, so this is where we are, and it's a new thing that we are about to discuss here. When he was announced through the executive mansion website as assistant superintendent, the assistant superintendent position is a civil service position. However, we saw on the executive mansion website his name appeared. All we at the CSA we do to communicate with the Ministry of Finance is that your appointment letter come with all the information. We send it to the Ministry of Finance to get you enrolled. It did not happen.
Does CSA consider see him as a presidential appointee or not?
As long as we receive a letter from the president, signed by the president from him, we will see him in that capacity.
So why is he not taking pay as a presidential appointee?
So
what if
You have a letter.
disciplinary letter for which he's not taking pay?
Okay, so he was captured on the CSA with a paying process.
What has he done that is causing him to be disciplined for which he's not taking pay?
Okay, so I'm saying it again. We been captured in the CSA as a civil servant. And there are issues when it comes to the CSA with the civil servant. If you violate the standing orders, we this man has done that transgress all rules and all information that all right, okay, so as a civil servant, one is that he has engaged with insults on the media, which is a
Mr. Deputy so how do you classify Mr. Wabaski?
So debt we classify it as a civil servant. That is what we have in our possession is submitted to the Ministry of Finance.
So 1 minute. So in essence, civil service does not recognize the appointment made by the president since March 17, 2025.
Okay, so
1 minute, that was wait here. You in the gallery. I have no. Huh? I have you.
You're interesting.
DG, I mean, civil service agency. Sanya, take the communication to the deputy director. Then, give it to him, then he see it, then I will ask him. Have you seen that communication, or do you know about that communication?
no, I'm just saying.
So in effect, civil service agency as an institution does not know, does not recognize, have not heard that this man was appointed by the president.
Information, Chair. This man
where he states, just said, he saw the information on the executive mansion website. All right, so there are information on the executive mansion website. Appointed have not come to our attention, and those persons have never received it. But what we do, because this communication you sent to me, I've never received this communication. We at the CSA have never received this communication. Robertson was placed on the payroll in 2024.
Sir,
Yeah.
how many presidential appointee letters you have?
All
All presidential,
presidential appointees.
including ministers.
All.
The only presidential appointee whose letter you don't have is Robertson.
But you also read this all.
Do you understand?
There are names that appear on the executive mansion website, and the letter have never reached us.
How do you get?
Inclusive of Robertson.
How do you get copy of the letters of presidential appointees?
When they are appointed, they do a communication to the CSA, and we now forward it to the Ministry of Finance to get them placed on the payroll.
Good. So MCSA has not done that.
Never done it.
Mr. Robertson,
Yes, right.
Then you said a man.
have you communicated with CSA forwarding copies of the letter and the information? Forward.
100%.
Do you have copies?
Yes.
When did you do that?
I did it immediately. I got the letter. The next day I went to the CSA, submitted it to the former COS.
You will submit it to this committee on or before tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
All right.
So, all of you now will remain on a person.
And we'll close here.
And apart from that closing, too many times, the Senate, the legislature has been taken for granted because we bring it ourselves. This information that we keep in your own,